Let me talk to you.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
You still gave that energy.
No, because here's the thing about Deuce Mason. I bring the same energy every single night. Wish I saw the same tonight from the Sacramento Kings. Golly, how we doing?
What up, Deuce? Hey, Morgan.
Better than that.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah. But you need to root harder for that one team in Sacramento.
Let's go, King.
Now.
Oh, yes. What's today? It's Monday. It's dark outside. No
Yeah.
beam.
Oh,
Just dismay. What? Go ahead.
so I get stuck in traffic. They're like doing something kind of at the, what is it called? I think it's like the causeway on the way back from San
Yeah.
Francisco. And then I'm just stuck, right? And usually that's where you could see the beam now because it's so bright. And I drive in silence sometimes just to like, just not be around anything. And I made up a little song. You said beamless. And
I
was
would
like,
love to hear a song right now.
but it was like it's like a really dumb song that you just sing like walking to the water cooler. Do you really want to hear it?
So at this point, I don't think anything could be worse than what I watched tonight. So like,
Okay.
Maureen, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Yeah. When your tummy hurts and you stub your toe and you look up in the sky and there's no purple glow. Oh no, cause it's a sleepless, beamless night and nothing feels right. And then I was just like thinking of things.
Yeah.
Isn't that so bad?
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Right. And I was just
Yeah.
like singing it like this. It's a sleepless, beamless night as I'm just driving. Let me know if that's super weird or if you do the same thing. Please.
Yeah.
Was that worse than what the Kings did?
Just I have to practice a little. You're great.
Did that piss you off?
No. I just like you know how there are certain people in this area. No, just hear. Can you just hear me that are triggering?
I will hear
I'm just gonna say a name, and I just want your honest reaction. Okay, I'm gonna say a name,
I'm not gonna.
but you probably haven't heard in a while. Okay,
Who
Felix.
are you, Felix? You get that? Hold me back! Hold me back! Oh, you're here now, Felix? Really? You're here now?
Calm down.
I can't.
Well, just so you know, Morgan, he just has a request.
Oh my God, I'm drunk.
You spit coming from your mouth. Felix, for those who are longtime listeners of the podcast,
What do you
he
want?
came around a lot but when the Kings were bad. Like, oh, trade Fox. Fox sucks. Fox this, Fox that. Last year, after they started 0-4, I mean, I thought Felix lost internet. I thought maybe he moved to a different country and went off the grid.
Yeah.
He is back now, and he would just like us to know, hey, I hope that Deuce and Mo have a good rant tonight. Call out HB. So, Morgan,
that wasn't even that bad.
Felix, go ahead.
I was expecting so much more from Felix. That name
Well, he
alone.
said something earlier that got him on a timeout, but we're good.
Oh God, Felix, just barf galore. I don't even need that. No.
These are the times, though. This is what Night Chat's for. We all come together and we talk through what we just witnessed tonight. And look, I've reached the point. I understand what the vibes are going to be like in the chat tonight. The people who don't come around a lot are here and they're ready to go at us a little bit. And that's fine. That's fine.
Even people that know about Felix.
Yeah.
The return of Felix. Womp womp.
Anyway, here's the reality. We go live after every single Kings game.
Win or lose.
Win or lose. And we're going to keep doing that. Win or lose. So let's have some fun.
It's our bit.
Any more songs before we get going?
It's a sleepless, beamless night, and nothing's going right. When you stub your toe and your tummy hurts. Oh, I did it wrong, but whatever.
That part was in the beginning at first.
Yeah.
I don't like the tummy hurt thing, but
Why? Because I was just thinking of stuff like ridiculous. Like and probably I wasn't feeling that good. And I was like, when your tummy hurts and you stub your toe and you look up in the sky and see no purple glow. Oh no.
I needed a little more emo, to be honest. Like a little more Hawthorne Heights.
Where were you when I needed you most? A purple beam in the sky, in the sky.
So stupid. Gary in the chat says, Deuce's shirt looks like the Kings did tonight. Poop.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. If you have not yet, the biggest thing you could do to help our channel grow is hit the thumbs up button and
Thanks,
subscribe. All it does is help more people see our content. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe in the chat as I pin it to the top. Here we go.
To the top.
Anyway, you guys are the best for being here tonight.
Thanks.
So let's just make the most of a really shitty day, huh?
It didn't have to be a shitty day.
It's shitty. It's shitty. It's so shitty. Hey, Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music!
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast, recording this on a Monday night after the Kings get crushed in Houston against the Rockets. And no, this is not a repeat of the other night's podcast. You downloaded the right one. No, for the second straight game, the Kings get punked by the Rockets. Tonight, it was even worse. Sacramento played without De'Aaron Fox, but honestly, let's not even focus on that part of it. The Kings looked lost. They looked disconnected, disjointed, no defense, and it was ugly. They got down by, as many as 40 points in this game? Yes. They end up losing 122 to 97. Each and every one of our podcasts presented by our friends who are at Northwest Exteriors. Check out their website, northwestexteriors.com. I'm Deuce. That's Morgan. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's early enough in the season where it's not even like that feeling of, oh my gosh, I feel worried. Is this the team that we're going to see? No. But the way that I do feel, like the type of disappointment, that hurts. I haven't felt that in a while. Like even when the Kings started 0-4 last season, I was looking at those losses like, oh man, but they're playing great basketball, but they're losing. This was like dog shit. You know, that's the type of game it was. Fair?
Last game, I think I said, you have games like this every once in a while.
Yes.
You don't like having them early in the season, but hey, you move on and you bounce back Monday. You play the same team again. And look, this is as simple as it gets. There were times tonight I felt like I was watching a high school team play an NBA team.
Great way to put it.
That seems like, oh, is he exaggerating? Is he trying to be over the top tonight? No, literally, like the Kings could not do anything offensively. They were completely thrown off their games. The Rockets defense, yeah, it's good. Not going to deny that it's not good. Let's acknowledge this, though. The Houston Rockets, for clarity, they are the team that have been together for 6 games. If you just turned on the game tonight, you would have thought the Houston Rockets were a well-oiled machine that maybe have been playing together for years now. They looked well-coached. They were disciplined. They played hard.
Yes.
Good defense, shot making. And the Kings looked like they were playing an NBA game for the first time. Like, if you turned on that game and you didn't know anything about Sacramento, you went, oh, they must be like a young team. Like, oh, they've a lot of injuries? Or are these all the G League guys up and the rookies? To say I was shocked by tonight would be an understatement. I am beyond disappointed and disgusted by how they came out following what happened the other night.
That's it.
It's just, if you're going to be a good team in the NBA, this game can't happen, especially after what happened last game.
That's it. It's the response factor. And that was not a factor. There was no, it's tough because I look at this game and I go, sometimes guys aren't going to have it, right?
Yeah.
But that is what Saturday's game was about. Today's game on a Monday evening was supposed to be about like having it, finding that energy back, finding that confidence back. Even if you're not making your shots, great, no problem. Take the damn shot. Take the damn shot. Take the damn shot. I mean, you have guys that are supposed to step up in place for De'Aaron Fox, Domas Sabonis, Harrison Barnes, just calling out a few that should be taking more shots, doing a little bit more in a game like tonight.
Harrison Barnes and Domas Sabonis combined for 10 shots and 11 points.
I feel this disappointment in my chest.
I
Go
just
on.
need to repeat this.
Yep.
They combined for 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Harrison Barnes did not have a rebound in 22 minutes of action. He had 3 points in this game and an assist, 1 of 6 shooting. Bad nights happen in the NBA, no doubt about it. It's game 6 of the season. There's a long way to go. The Kings, this time last year, they were 2-4 and they ended up winning 48 games.
Yep.
I'm not over here going, the season's over.
No.
But like to something you said in the beginning, I am a little concerned.
Oh,
and
I didn't say concerned.
You said you weren't. You made a case like, yeah, it's early, but I'm concerned because of how disconnected it looks. Like, I did a thing on pregame today where it's talking about how many wide open shots the Kings are missing. So coming into this game tonight, the Kings were number 2. They were second in the league in wide open 3-point attempts. Keegan Murray came into tonight shooting like 25% from 3.
Yep.
Last year, he shot 41%, right? Last year, Herter shot like 41, 42% from 3, whatever the number is, 40%, right around 40%. This year, he's shooting 20% going into tonight. But the wide open looks was crazy because Keegan Murray coming into tonight was shooting 31.5% on wide open threes. Last year, 47%. And then Kevin Herter was at 42.5% on wide open threes last year. This year, 20%. So I'm like, yeah, okay, some of this can just early season, shooting slump, blah, blah, blah. But some of the same offensive issues they had last game against Houston, which was like a lot of standing around watching, out physicaled, just indecisiveness.
Yeah.
That carried over to tonight, 2 days later against the same team. So we could talk about missed shots all day, and I'm more confident that like the wide open looks that some of these guys are missing, those will drop. But I'm just talking about the flow, and it can't be this bad just because De'Aaron Fox is gone.
Right.
Is my point.
And I think going off of your point too, what we witnessed last year was a team that had so much pride that no matter what, you were going to see them redeem themselves, take a leap, see some growth in the next game, in the following game. Like there wasn't a doubt in my mind that you were always going to see them make adjustments and grow from their mistakes. And not seeing them grow from their mistakes from a very bad game and then seeing even a worse game is frightening. It is frightening. I personally, though, am not concerned. I think just because we would love to see a better start to the season doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom.
I guess what I'm struggling with right now
What are you struggling with?
is why the why. Why did it look this bad 2 games in a row? Because last year, you're right. You didn't have many games last year where you turned on, and the Kings had bad losses. We know that. They had some bad home losses. I can go over them. I even went back and looked at the games De'Aaron missed last year to kind of break things down too that I want to go over. But you didn't watch Sacramento a lot last year and go, man, their spirit's gone. Or, man, they look really defeated tonight. I felt like the hallmark of last year's squad was, dude, they're going to bring it. They may not win every game, but they're going to play hard. They may not be the best defensive team, but they're going to fight. They're going to make mistakes. And oh man, they're explosive. And now, especially tonight, it was just a train wreck on both sides of the ball. But what I'm getting at is offensively, with specifically the starters, right? Davion Mitchell in the starting lineup tonight again with Kevin Huerter, HB, Keegan, and Sabonis. I was really surprised, especially, Keegan and Huerter knocked down a couple of threes early. I'm like, okay, maybe something's here.
Yeah.
But after that, they had no answer for the Rockets defense.
Before we transition to that, let's transition into the games with De'Aaron Fox and what he missed. But I want to go off of this because you just said it in the beginning of all that. You talked about how this team had some losses and last season, but you never questioned their spirit, their soul, all those things. We saw in that first game without De'Aaron Fox against the Golden State Warriors last week that this team have this fight, have the same identity, next man up mentality, even without De'Aaron Fox on the floor.
Yeah.
They battled. They didn't do everything perfect, but they battled there all the way until the end, until Klay Thompson had to hit a big jump shot. The last 2 games that we just witnessed, what is that? And so many people, Chris Mullen was in studio because the Warriors were playing in Detroit. And he even said, he was like, well, I mean, the Kings without De'Aaron Fox, that would be like Steph Curry without, or the Warriors without Steph Curry. And I'm like, yeah, but it's really strange because what we saw the other night against the Golden State Warriors, this team play without De'Aaron Fox, it just makes no sense these last 2 games against the Houston Rockets.
So last year without Fox, you want me to go over some of the games?
Yeah.
The first game, they lost to Miami by 3. Tyler Hero hit the game winner with 1.8 seconds left. Good game. They lost at the end. Hero
should have been
winner.
a travel, I believe.
Maybe that's good memory. I barely remember that. The next one, they won at Cleveland without De'Aaron. The Kings closed on a 19-0 run. Donovan Mitchell did not play in that game either, but the Kings defense down the stretch they just shut them down at the end of the game. Then they went on that next game. They played the Knicks and they lost. It was not close. They shot like shit that game.
I remember that.
Really ugly. It was an early game.
Weird,
just seemed disjointed.
Yeah.
Then the next time Fox is missing a game, that happened, it looks like, now I feel like I'm missing a one or something.
Whatever.
But either way, it's when Rasay was going to have rain.
That was like
she was giving birth
or something?
But he missed the Indiana game last year.
Okay, that's what
it was a close game. Kings lost by 3.
Okay.
Then they had the stinker of all stinkers. That actually kind of reminded me of tonight. They lost at New Orleans by 32 points. And that was a game I remember coming on going, man, they're just longer. They got Ingram, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones. Like the Kings just don't have an answer. They just look like not athletic. Similar vibes to tonight, a little bit tonight, but they lost by 32. The next time they beat Oklahoma City, Harrison Barnes at 29, Sabonis at 23, 13-9, Herter at 20 plus. Then they beat New Orleans by 15. Herter had 25 points, 8 assists. And then the last time they played without Fox was against the Warriors, end of season, but that was when the Kings sat Fox and Sabonis. Don't really count that one. My point is,
What's your point?
they battled in those games, right?
Right.
They won games without Fox. They found a way to kind of, I don't know, compete.
Yeah.
And
Compete.
what we're seeing here, especially, and look, we can talk about the Warriors game, but the other thing that should be mentioned,
What?
they scored 101 points in that game.
Yeah.
They scored 89 Saturday, and they scored 97 today. This is not 2000. Like that's not a lot of points at all, Morgan.
They only scored 89 points on Saturday. Their lowest scoring game last season was 95 points in Denver.
Yeah.
So if you want to even put it on that scale of that being their lowest scoring game last season at 95, in this season you're already seeing 3 games together in this stretch where it's low scoring. It's not this high powered offense that we're used to. And I think what tell me if this is true, if this is the most concerning thing to you. Mike Brown talked about this in training camp and everything. He said, yeah, we got to take our leap in our defense if we want to be a championship team, blah, blah. But that doesn't mean we cannot go, like, we have to be top 5 in offense still in this league if we want to complete and have success in exactly what we're talking about. But now that's why it's kind of looking a little bit more concerning, because you're seeing the emphasis on defense, but offensively, like, what the hell?
Yeah, and we call it emphasis, but now, as of tonight, they're 22nd in defensive rating, and they're 20th in offense.
We call it emphasis, but
they're 2 and 4. I mean, it just matches up. That's just not a good team. Yeah, it's just that's where I'm sitting back tonight, and I'll rewatch the game. I mean, parts of it. I don't know if I can stomach the whole thing, obviously, but I'm just really confused at why a team that was so good at moving off ball and backcuts and shooting just gets absolutely just shut down, where they can't get by anyone off the dribble. And I think tonight what really hurt Sacramento too is when Monk came in, he picked up 3 quick fouls. I mean, he played 7 minutes in the first half, and when he came in right away, I'm like, God, he hits a tough 3. He's attacking. Immediately I'm watching him going, this guy should probably be in the starting lineup or be playing like 30 plus minutes, especially without Fox here. He looked like one of their better guys tonight again, but then the foul trouble happened. He didn't end up. He sat from. I just want to double check this.
Yeah.
So Monk came out of the game in the second quarter. He picked up his 3rd foul at the 10:57 mark of the second quarter.
Yep.
He did not come back into the game until the 6:10 mark of the third, which that was even a little weird to me. I'm like, no, like the Kings come out of the half and have a shot clock violation and like 2 late shot clock opportunities. Their offense wasn't functioning. Put Monk in earlier.
But I think too, like what we talked about on the post-game show too, is that Mike Brown was searching. He was searching for answers, and answers wasn't necessarily points. He was searching for energy. He was searching for effort. He was searching for who was going to bring that spirit. And he went down the list, and it just didn't, nobody was making a difference, except, like you said, Malik Monk picked up those fouls. And then once he went back to his other mindset of like, okay, I'm still searching. I don't know who the hell I want to go with. And he did say post game right away, like, you know, I'm putting this loss on me too. Like, or me first and then everybody else. But yeah, they didn't play with enough effort. It was very ugly. And you just talked about it offensively, Deuce. You could count on one hand, the amount of possessions where they were actually moving the ball around and looking like the offense that we've seen before.
We talk about the aggressiveness from Houston too. It wasn't just defensively, it's offensively, playing with force, attacking the Kings, reaching like crazy, fouling like crazy. At the half, I believe the Rockets had 22 free throws to the Kings 4. And it just some people hear that and go, "Oh man, the officials just calling everything." It was like, no, that matched up with what you watched. You saw a team that was able to get into the paint and attack at will against a team that was reaching like crazy, right? And then a Kings team who could not penetrate. And I thought the Rockets defense in these 2 games was fantastic. I mean, I walk away from these 2 games going, dude, Houston, are you kidding me? And I had mentioned this before the 2 games.
We did. About
that the Rockets, because they were 1-3 coming into these games. I'm like, the Rockets are better than their record. They
Don't
played Golden
sleep on
State
them.
well. You know, they had a stinker opening night, but dude, they just look completely connected. They play with force and physical.
give credit to Ime Udoka too.
That's
Bringing
what I'm
that out
saying.
of them. And
Here's the biggest compliment I can give.
what?
Alperen Sengun doesn't look like a liability defensively.
No.
Last
Active.
year, he was definitely a liability, and there were effort issues with him. He looks like a completely different guy this year.
Yep. Everyone
That's a buy-in. That's accountability. That's coaching.
everyone thinks they want this like typical rim protector, and people are like, oh, well, he's not that, and he always has to be in drop coverage. Well, drop coverage looked pretty damn good for the Rockets these last 2 games, especially packing the paint, not allowing the Kings to put bodies in there and get where they wanted. So their game plan really worked out, and you're exactly right. I think I look at this Rocket squad after these 2 games specifically and go, oh, okay, this is what they're going to bring this season.
They're going to be tough.
Yeah,
And they're going to be better.
tough. Yes.
You know, Brooks, Van Vliet. Those are 2 vets that have been around the block, and they know how to play hard. They play the right way. And Dillon Brooks is, you know, obviously he has moments where it's a little chaotic, but right now seems like the perfect guy for their team, and they've got the young talent too, plus a
Dude.
good coach. Yeah,
And
things look pretty good.
Sengun finished the night with that double-double, and I think like we just mentioned, not only what he's doing on the defensive end, but then you're seeing him with 17 points and 12 assists. We've talked about how he's the hub of the offense. He's their passing big. So there's a lot of similarities with what their offense can be and what the Kings offense is. But the only other thing that the Houston Rockets were doing before tonight, they were slowing it down and really working the half court offense. But it seemed like there were so many shots being missed by the Sacramento Kings that they were able to just push it on them. I don't know what the fast break points ended up being.
14-11.
Okay.
So
So
not
the
crazy,
Kings,
but yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy for Houston. I mean, even Sengun, he actually got Sabonis twice on pump fakes from 3 and got by him, and he just looked like a vet out there. He finished with 17 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. Actually, I should mention that.
said that,
He's
yeah.
going to make Morgan mad. That's our rock and soul player of the game,
my
Alperen
God.
Sengun. I hate putting that up there, but 17 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, a steal, 7 of 13 shooting. He was the best big on the floor tonight, and that's not a good thing to say if you're a Kings fan. Of course, the Rock and Soul player of the game. You guys got to go to Rock and Soul Diner. I just got word of something that's really cool too. Believe it or not.
Okay, this is the good thing about this moment.
Here's a good thing. A Rock and Soul Diner that's located 1825 10th Street, just literally 6 blocks from Golden One Center. So on home games.
Home game. Listen up.
Starting Wednesday.
Yep.
If you're in the area, like, you know what, I'm going to go watch the game there. They got a ton of TVs there. Well, you'll get half off drinks and half off appetizers during the game. Now, if you're going to the game, like, I want to bite to eat before. Like, can I partake? Well, how about this? You show your ticket to the game, you get 50% off your entire bill, and just mention you heard it from the Deuce and Mo podcast.
Like, are you kidding me? I was telling Rock and Soul, I'm like, you're literally going to have entire families coming in here before Kings games and actually being able to afford all their meals and everything. So make sure you check out Rock and Soul Diner. Great place. All the Kings fans in the world. But screw you, Alperen Sengun.
Dude, he was so good.
Son of a gun.
I want to talk more about Sabonis because I feel like we hit on it for a second, just talking about his combined numbers with Barnes. But Sabonis finished with 8 points. He had 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He also had 4 turnovers, 3 of 4 shooting, Morgan. 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He played 30 minutes in this game. I do want to acknowledge
What?
I thought the Rockets did a great job on him. And the Rockets game plan, and this should be concerning a bit. This is why it's a little concerning. They just packed the paint. They have no respect for the Kings shooters. Chris Duarte, they didn't care.
Shoot it.
Davion Mitchell, shoot it. Davion shot it 11 times. He was 2 for 11 in this game, right? Yes, 2 for 11 and 1 of 5 from 3. They didn't care. They were going to bump because they know Sabonis was the hub. He makes everything happen, and they don't trust everyone else. They're not worried about Duarte breaking guys down. They're not trusting his shot or hurt or, like they didn't have any concern. So their main focus was, we are going to just be physical with him. With Sengun, Brooks is going to come over and bump him a couple of times.
And we've seen what happens when people get physical with Sabonis. There's times where he gets frustrated and out of his game. And there's other times that he fights back and he's Meeches.
I don't
Matches? I think I was saying meats and matches.
Okay.
Meeches is their physicality. That's a great word. But these last 2 games, you didn't see that. You didn't see him matching it. You didn't see him. You saw it taking him out of his game, not only mentally, but also when you look at the way that he was trying to move around the basketball or be that hub for the Sacramento Kings on the offensive end. He just wasn't it. And you're exactly right, Deuce. It is concerning because if your team, how many times last year there were opponents that were like, yeah, we're just going to push him to his right hand and we're going to be able to stop him. They still couldn't stop him. Where I feel like now that there's more and more teams figuring out how to slow him down, and what it's doing is slowing down the entire offense and how things flow for the Kings.
And it's smart because then the Kings are standing around watching Sabonis, or they're packing the paint so much that they can't even get the ball to Sabonis, and the other guys are going, wait, we're so used to him coming up and setting screens or what. And the other thing is Sabonis needs to show more confidence. I made a weird noise.
Yeah, I was like, were you choking?
Do you hear that?
Breathing? Like, what happened?
It's like
you were like
I'm awake, but I have sleep apnea somehow.
I'm talking so fast. Oh.
Sabonis, take a mid-range shot, man. Pull him out and take a mid-range shot. And I think he was so focused, like, oh, I'm going to get the best of Sengun or whatever, finish inside.
Dude.
No. Come out a little bit.
Posting up on the block, even that, I was like, this is messing with the flow of the offense.
Right.
And not to say that I don't want him to try that and body some guy up once in a while, especially if nothing else is working. But at the same time, it just didn't seem like to be the fit for what this team needed to do tonight. Wasn't only him. We're obviously putting a lot on him, though. Not only because he didn't have a double-double tonight, but also because when De'Aaron Fox is out, there's been times now that we've seen like Malik Monk step up or someone else step up. Oh, can you depend on Keegan Murray? But I just expect Domas Sabonis to be that next leader to step up.
They did a great job packing the paint, being physical with him, trying to take him out of rhythm. And they are worried about the Kings rebounding. And so, hey, 2 games in a row, they out-rebounded the Kings. The Kings still got 12 offensive rebounds, which is a number they probably don't love. But ultimately, the Kings couldn't do much. They ended up shooting 44%. They were 14 of 40 from downtown. They were 11 of 20 from the free throw line in this game. The other thing is, too, even when the Kings were trying to get into some of their stuff, it just felt like the passing wasn't good. I thought a lot of their passes got deflected tonight.
Yeah.
And then the shooting is just inconsistent still. You know, I mean, Herter, it was good to see him knock down 3 tonight. He was 3 of 8, 13 points for him, 5 of 10 overall from the field. Keegan was 5 for 11, 2 of 6 from 3 with 12 points. But I thought Keegan, there were a couple of times where it just felt like I need someone else right now, especially with Fox not in the lineup, to make something happen.
That's it.
And
That's
there's a couple times where they're swinging the ball around, and I'm like, Keegan, don't swing the ball.
Dude.
I want you to do something with it. And he automatically, it was like
He
the pass
hesitated.
came and then he immediately gave it to someone else.
Or that. He was running through the action
Why
like a
are they-
robot at times. And like,
They're overthinking everything.
yes. But then there's other times where he'd hesitate instead of like curling off of a beautiful DHO with Domas Sabonis, it was like, should I go or should I not go? Is it too packed in here? Is it not packed? I don't give a shit. Just go. Just go.
Yeah.
Like, do your thing. Play your game. You're so right. Like, there was even a time where he had that shot off 1 foot, and I'm like, yes, he missed it. Didn't care. I was like, that is the look that I want to see you get. I want you to keep growing off of that. Keep shooting that. Keep getting better. It just wasn't there tonight for him either.
He had one nice attack at the basket too, and I want to see more of that.
And in transition, didn't he have a nice dunk in transition?
Maybe
at
that
one
was the
point?
play I was thinking
Okay.
of.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so crazy when games like this happen because I take pretty detailed notes. And then you start seeing literally after the third quarter.
Good.
My final note of the third quarter was Jalen Green blows by Keegan at 73-42.
I know that was like the line drive down the right side, and it was embarrassing.
And my other notes from that, Kings opened the third quarter with a shot clock violation. First 3 possessions late in shot clock. Then the fourth quarter, I noted 9:41 mark that Sabonis and Keegan were back in the game, down 107-67, and then Sabonis banged knees, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Can I say something about that too? When Sabonis and Keegan went back in at the 9:40 whatever mark in the fourth quarter, by that point you were playing against the Rockets like third string team, third unit, whatever, and Keegan and Sabonis and Chris Duarte were in there with whoever else, still did not look like themselves. They did not look like top-notch NBA players even in those moments. I was like, Keegan, just keep shooting the ball here. Just keep shooting the ball. Got a few more shots off. Just didn't have it. It wasn't coming off his hand well by that point. I think they were too far in their head by that point. But those are the moments like Mike Brown was shoving them back in there, like figure it the F out.
Yeah, in a way I liked it, but and then you're like, it's 40-point game and someone gets hurt here. That would really irritate me at that point. We've hit a lot here. I do want to acknowledge a couple people in the chat. There's a couple people that are mentioning, hey, this chat needs to cool a little bit. The Kings started 0-4 last year. Someone also mentioning, hey, it's early. I did put a poll question up. Kings are 2-4. How concerned are you? The options vary. I hit the panic button. Option 2, kind of. Let's see when Fox gets back. And the last option was no, 6 games in. Well, the leader right now, with 41% of the vote, kinda. Let's see when Fox gets back. 39% of people say very. I hit the panic button, and 21% say no. 6 games in. Yeah, I'm definitely not hitting the panic button. I'm sorry, it is 6 games in, and then the other perspective I have, and you say this, and people are gonna, you're making an excuse here. No, we just talked. How long have we been talking now?
30 minutes?
Yeah, 35 minutes, whatever it is, 30 minutes. We haven't said anything good from tonight, really. It was bad. It was ugly. But we do have to acknowledge that De'Aaron Fox has not played the last 3 games.
Sure.
That's just a fact. He hasn't played. And De'Aaron Fox makes this team different. They shouldn't be this different, though.
I agree with that. And that's where it felt concerning these last 2 nights, because it was like, you don't need De'Aaron Fox to have a certain type of energy or effort. Like that all falls on you at the end of the day. That can be contagious at times from your leader, but at the same time, that's something you can control. Sometimes you can't control all your missed shots and how someone might be driving by you. But if you're doing everything you can to stop that person, or everything you can to take the best shots or get your teammates the best shot, you cannot allow missed shots to dictate your entire game. And that is what we saw these last 2 games.
For sure. But I felt like tonight, nothing flowed offensively.
No,
So
nothing.
Next Kings game is Wednesday against Portland. We don't know if Fox is going to play. He was on the court before the game getting shots up. He was shooting from the perimeter, which was good to see. But
Great.
I don't know where he's at.
No. And take your time. It's early on in the season. Let this team figure it out without you. No, I'm serious.
Oh, I'm with you too.
Oh, I'm serious.
But I also go, please feel better. Please. You're good? Please?
This team needs to figure look in the mirror.
Morgan, if they lose with or without Fox, to Portland.
You say it like that?
No. Morgan, no. See, I know what you're trying to say here. It's the NBA.
We watched Portland yesterday.
Yeah, against a winless
Grizzlies team.
And they did not score in the final 8 minutes and 18 seconds of the game.
But they were winning in the entire game
They just,
until that point.
Unfortunately, lost Rob Williams.
I know.
For
so
maybe
sad.
the year. Scoot Henderson's out. It's not a good, Morgan, say it with me. Portland's not a good team, and you shouldn't lose to Portland on your home floor.
Every team's a good team in the NBA right now.
I hate that. This
right
is,
now.
Can I just say this to you right now?
Say whatever.
It's your worst quality.
You know
it's
what?
Your worst
I can
quality.
name 7 worst qualities by you.
No, hear me. Just, you don't think, this is where I'm getting mad at you now.
It's too early for me to just say that they're like Portland.
No, take Portland away from it for a second. I know. This is going to make me angry.
Let's go.
Don't be a coward.
Let's go. You're a coward.
Listen.
Say it.
The Kings can't lose to the Blazers at home after what has happened the last 2 games. That can't happen, Morgan.
That is fair.
You have to have some standards.
I will say I agree. I
standards.
agree with that. I will have that standard, but I'm not going to sit here and act like what I've seen from the Portland Trailblazers isn't good enough basketball to be put on an NBA floor and get some W's.
Could Shaedon Sharp crush the Kings with
Could
defense
Jeremy
like this?
Grant?
Yes. With the way the Kings are playing right now,
keeps
yes.
going up game by game.
Yeah, he's shooting like 39%. Settle down. But yes, I mean, yeah, if they play like they've been playing.
And what's their record? Their record is...
It's better than the Kings.
Right, dudes. Okay. So it's hard to win in the NBA, and they're winning games. I'm sure they would beat the Houston Rockets. Did they already beat the Houston Rockets? Probably.
No. They're a bad team.
But my point is, it's like, I'm with you 100%, but I'm also here early on in the season looking at everything. I go, in my opinion, Houston's not going to look like this 30 games from now. I could be totally wrong. They could be even better. But that's just, I just kind of look at like what the Jazz were last year, and I look at how they started the season to how they ended the season. And I don't know. Sometimes I get that feeling with different teams, like they're vibing off of different energy or relying on certain things, but how long can it actually last where talent can trump all? Who knows? We will see. But with Portland, it's early. It's early.
Morgan, good teams don't lose at home.
Kings don't look like a good team right now. They don't. I mean, they just like right now.
Let's check
the last 2 games.
Let's check in with someone who was at the game tonight.
Ooh.
His name, Cheap. What's up, Cheap? Can you hear us?
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, man?
Kind of upset. That was. Hey, wait, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
All right, that was some bullshit.
Okay.
I'm fucking upset.
Okay, Cheap. All right, settle down. You don't have to force the cusses. You're forcing it now. Let me ask you this: did you stay for the whole game?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Give it up to Cheap. I said Sengun was a player of the game because he was awesome tonight. But I think Cheap might be a candidate
our
too.
rock and soul player of the game.
You stayed
Cheap.
for the whole game.
Yeah, sadly. Like, you saw me in the Discord chat, like around halftime. I was like, should I just walk out right now? I thought about it. I really did, especially when we got to the 40-point deficit. I was like, shit, I should just go home.
Wait, I would have absolutely. Do you live in Houston or do you live in Sacramento?
No, I'm originally from Turlock, near Sacramento, and I moved to Houston when I was younger. And well, I stayed loyal to my team.
Yeah,
so,
you really did, and you really stayed loyal tonight.
Well, since you were at the game tonight, I'm very curious if you could do me a favor. Today is November 6th, right?
Correct.
Kings lost to the Rockets. What do you think are, of course, we pick one moment from the game, maybe 1 or 2 moments. We write it down on a Post-it note and put it in our moment jar. So at the end of the year, we can go back and remember all these moments. What moment do you think from this game should we put on the Post-it?
I think the whole second half of this game, because they didn't put any pressure in the paint. Every time I saw Sabonis dub it off to Davion Mitchell or Keegan Murray, and they drove, they wouldn't go for the layup. They'll just try to pass it back to anybody who's at the 3-point line. It never worked. We weren't hitting our 3-pointers. Nobody wanted to penetrate the paint. Sabonis was like, I don't want to be rude, but he was getting bitched by Sengun. You shouldn't expect that from Sabonis. Sabonis is supposed to be the interior guy. He did that all last year. He's been doing that most of his career. Besides OKC. OKC, they, for some reason they made him a spot up shooter. But off topic. So they felt like they don't have any aggression.
So
they don't show any aggression.
So cheap, just real fast. I have a post-it note here. I went on for 17 minutes. Was I supposed to transcribe that whole stuff, all that on the post-it note for the moment of the game? No, you know what? I'm going to make the moment of the game. Here's what I put. November 6th at Houston, 122-97. Cheap stayed for the whole game.
I like that.
Is the moment of the game.
So we changed it. We didn't take your moment, and we actually made you the moment.
You are the moment that you are a loyal enough Kings fan that you stayed for the entire game. What could be, hopefully, the worst Kings game of the season.
I wasn't the only Kings fan, surprisingly. There was another
Cheap, can you just take your credit? I
Own
just
it.
made you the moment of the game.
Own it.
You're a good fan.
I appreciate it. I'm humble.
Yeah, whatever. Well, hopefully they bounce back, man. Hang in there.
There you go. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll catch up with you
Bye,
soon, man.
Cheap.
There's Cheap making the first appearance on the show.
I love it. That's super sweet. That's super sweet. And honestly, I would have left easily. Would have left.
Yeah. I hear that. We need to get some more people on Discord too. Want to talk to the people.
Okay.
But we should mention that tonight's Night Chat is presented by our friends over at Northwest Exteriors.
Oh, I love these people.
You know what?
What?
Check out northwestexteriors.com. But I think what we should really do tonight is play the video that Morgan starred in. So Morgan was in a Northwest Exteriors commercial. She decided to do a little behind the scenes glimpse of that commercial shoot. I'm going to play it. If you're listening on audio, just go on Morgan's social media. You can actually watch it. But here is Morgan behind the scenes. Morgan played a mom
in a commercial.
Here we go.
Northwest Exteriors commercial. And let's just say the star of the show are the windows. And then there's me. As soon as I arrived, there was no trailer, and the crew said the coffee hadn't arrived yet, so I just kept it cool. After every scene, I made sure to make it a point that I was a pro, acting like I had been there before.
Is this your first time? It's not my first time. This is actually my 10th level.
All right.
You're 10?
All that.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's funny. Who's your agent?
Elodie has had a few more acting gigs than me. I just wanted to make sure to keep her under my wing and let her know, don't outshine your mother. We don't do that. My son Fabian, he loved the way that I played his mother on set. I feel like he enjoyed the way that I really took on that role.
Morgan kind of scares me.
I don't know, Morgan is like getting really into this mom role.
Mother, mom, you got this, mom.
I can't believe she always has all the right questions to ask, and the kids just really seem to really have picked up and are really loving her.
Rick, no, that's the on-set teacher.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Barbara.
Do I deserve some sort of award, or maybe even an Oscar for this role? Is LeBron James good at basketball? But that's not why I took on this role. I love Northwest Exteriors. I love all the people there. But maybe that is a little bit why I took on this role. Can we get Elodie's agent on the phone? I am on set.
So congratulations, Morgan. That was a funny video, number one.
Thank you.
And we should just mention...
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So you'll be seeing that
Mom of the
commercial
year. Mom
at
of the
some
year,
point
Morgan.
on our...
People
NBC
call me
Sports.
Daddy Deuce before. They call you Mama Mo now?
No, God.
What happens
no.
if the chat kind of... That was your nickname?
I don't want
Mama
that.
Mo.
See, and why would you have to like even put that energy out there or establish that? Because that's such like a weird thing to do in society is be like, oh, well, she wants to probably be a mom. So
get
let's
out.
put mom in front of her name. How about it's Mo or it's Morgan or it's like Hooper Mo. Or it's like
I like Mama Mo. It's like Mama
color
Mia.
analyst Mo.
Oh, okay. Of course, Morgan has to go a different route with this.
Thank you.
My goodness.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have more thoughts on this game? I have some more, but I'd love to know if you have more.
No, what are yours?
You know, before when we knew Fox was going to be out, before that Warriors game, I wrote for patreon.com/Deuce and Mo. I wrote some guys who could really benefit from this experience.
Okay.
I mentioned Keegan Murray, Colby Jones, and Davion Mitchell.
Yep.
Davion has not played well. And I feel like this was a really important stretch for him.
Agreed.
Tonight, he was 2 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3, finished with 5 points. He had 2 assists. Again, everyone had a bad game, blah, blah, blah. I am concerned about that spot, right? Like when Fox is not there, you want it to feel like, oh yeah, he's missing, but you have someone that can kind of run the show. It didn't feel that way. You know, they're playing off of him. He wasn't able to finish inside. When the offense isn't there and when he's not taking command, it's tough. It's really tough. And I do think he might be playing himself out of the rotation a little bit. I think with Colby Jones coming in and giving them a little something more and some more size. Now, Colby still had some tough moments. He's going to have one as a rookie.
Yeah.
They pressured him a lot tonight. I thought they made life tough on him. But Brown even went to Jordan Ford tonight.
I know. Well, and that's what I said. He was looking for answers.
And Ford comes in. He's pushing the pace. He's making decisions. And we've talked about Jordan before, too. You know, his size is an issue, too, at the NBA level. But it just seemed like this would have been a perfect opportunity for Davion to kind of get into a better rhythm here, and he is not.
Yeah, to show up as more of that leader and floor manager, you know, not expecting him to take over and replace De'Aaron Fox. No one's going to do that. You know, even Malik Monk at times has been the closest thing to that, right? He can play make, he can score, he can be that energy guy, all those things. And with Davion, it's tough because I'm sure for someone like Mike Brown who thrives off of hardworking human beings and players, loves that side of Davion, loves what he can provide defensively. And that's why he gets the opportunities he gets. But when you look at what he's doing offensively, not only on games when De'Aaron Fox isn't here, but even when De'Aaron Fox is there, you just need a little bit more from him. And even if that has to do more with his playmaking, I know there was like 1 or 2 games early on where it was like, oh, you saw it there. He, even though his scoring wasn't there, he was still like doing other things in other categories. But you haven't really been seeing that consistently from him. And yeah, I do expect more from Davion. I really do.
A Jot in the chat says, I think the old offensive system suited Davion better. You could argue it was better for the whole team so far. The system is definitely different than last year. You know, the funny thing is it's not. I mean, they're running more dribble handoffs than they did last year. Guys aren't making shots. I'll say it looked different.
Yeah.
Just with the lack of movement without Fox there. Just it's not functioning the same. But I think that stuff's overblown. Like, the coaching staff was like, we're making some subtle tweaks to the offense during training camp. 90% of the offense is still the same. Like, well, it's not, there's no like drastic like changeover offensively.
It was implemented by the time the season started again, right? Yeah. It's like they were just trying to stay away from certain things during training camp and everything so then they could practice and execute other things offensively. And now they've implemented everything back in plus some. And it's just like, you got to just do your job. Well, and doing your job is moving around
and making shots. I mean,
making shots. Yeah. But even like making decisions, you know, I just like how many times Mike Brown talked about no hezzies, and he's not just talking about hesitating on whether or not you're going to take a shot. No hezzies, like get the ball out of your hands or put the ball on the floor and have a purpose of why you're going somewhere. And I'm just not seeing that from guys.
And maybe the stuff is Mike reining back in like, hey, you know, some of the stuff we added, we're going to shelf that for a little bit.
Maybe.
And we're going to focus more on what we did last year. Make sure we're pushing, you know, the pace like constantly, getting shots up, taking good shots, moving without the ball because it hasn't been there. And then I mean, look, if I would have told you before the season, De'Aaron Fox is going to miss 3 games. In addition to that, Keegan Murray is not shooting the ball well from 3. He's going to be shooting in the 20s. Sasha, you know the guy from EuroLeague?
Yeah.
He really hasn't kind of found his way with this team yet, and he's not shooting the ball well at all from
Kevin
3.
Huerter.
He's in the low 30s to the 20s in his percentage. Kevin Herter is shooting similar to how we shot in the playoffs. I think we'd all be going, oh, this is not good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you can't have all this stuff. And really, if you want to look at Sabonis hasn't played well at all this year. Like he's had a couple of good games. So when you put all this shit together, it's like, yeah, it looks bad right now. And I get why people are feeling the way they are.
Matt Barnes talked about that in the pregame. He was like, I mean, how many times are you going to go through it where 2 of your best shooters are basically shooting like shit and your star players out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the mixture, the combination wouldn't be good for anyone. And right now it's falling on the Kings.
Yeah.
And what I said to him too, I was like, well, you know what? I'd rather have this. Because I know you said opposite of this. I'd rather have this fall on the Kings early on in the season so they can really figure out who they are if this were to happen again and see who needs to step up.
And I heard Katie mention this on the broadcast too. Like, this is good that they're going through something like this early in the season. I don't think it's good. You don't
have to say it's good, but at the same time, if it is going, it's not about being good. But if it's going to happen, because it's the effing NBA and most likely it's going to happen, it's better that it happens now than way later on the season when you're like, oh shit, we need 3 more wins to get this, and this, to be in this place, to not play this. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. You want to figure it out earlier. You want to go through the tough times now.
Don't save it for later. Yeah.
The Kings started 0-4 last year. They started 2-4 last year. The Kings are 2-4 right now.
Oh, well, would you look at that?
Definitely feels a little different.
It
but also, we should
totally
know that
does.
De'Aaron Fox played in those games.
Ugh, would you look at that?
Let's check in with Manny. What's up, Manny?
What's up, Deuce and Mo?
How you doing, man?
I've been better. That was a shit show, to say the least. I want to piggyback a little bit off a couple of things you guys were just talking about.
Yeah.
One, with the Davion. I felt the same way, what you said. Like, I thought this was a very important stretch for him to kind of find himself for the team, right? I think it seems like him and Mike, I won't say they weren't on the same page, but I feel like what we don't see, maybe you guys see it more, but what we don't see is maybe in practices, Mike's not seeing everything he needed to see when Fox was there. And now that Fox was out, this was his chance to kind of catapult himself to elevate himself, and he hasn't done that. And my worry always with him has always been, as much as we all love him, he's a phenomenal human being.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenally hard worker. He does all those things, but we've seen this also before where players can be the greatest human beings, work as hard as they can, and just for some reason on a particular team, it just might not pan out. It might not work there. And that's my biggest fear, right, is that this isn't the place for him where he's going to grow into whatever it is he's going to be on the NBA level. And from what you just said about the early issues, I also think this is a great time for this to happen. Not that it's ever a good time to play bad, but because if this continues, right, and let's say it goes on longer, much longer than we anticipate.
Oh, dear God, no.
No, I know, Deuce, I know. But if it does, it gives you a chance to recalibrate before the All-Star break. If that means making moves, if that means going out and getting pieces that work better, then better now than for it to be somewhere else during the end of the season when you just have to ride with what you have. Because at some point, if it doesn't pan out the way we all expect it to, and we hope it does, Mike's got to do what Mike's got to do.
Yeah. I mean, and I do wonder if Fox doesn't go Wednesday, does he think about tweaking it a little bit? To me, the last couple of games, it's been glaring at how different it's felt with Malik out there.
Yeah, but this is something too, that we just keep bringing up is that, not messing with the rotation, the energy factor, and staggering the rotation. So then Malik is coming in at the right time. But honestly, yeah, I would say, here's what I would say. Give it one more game. And if it did that again, if it did anything like it did the last 2 games, that is when you officially make the tweak. Assuming, like, just to say, like, De'Aaron Fox wasn't ready, he wasn't coming back yet. That is when you go, okay, we go Monk in the starting lineup and we figure it out from there.
I agree, Martin.
I just think getting off to a good start is essential on Wednesday against the Blazers.
Yeah, you can't get in a hole. Not
hole.
With this mentality right now.
The crowd's going to be antsy. They know it's just the Blazers in town. And yeah, you have to get off to a better start. And that's why I would definitely think about, hey, put Monk in there because he can get some action going. Get it flowing a little bit. Provide that spark. Hit a 3. Get Sabonis a good look inside. You know what I mean?
Let's just say this to you guys really quick. I think something important. Trey Lyles is not here yet.
I think they miss him too.
And that's another factor that I just want to throw out there, because I think sometimes everyone gets worried with like, this is it. This is where they're going to go with things. I think he is a huge factor on how they run things, how he can stretch the floor, what he can do defensively, staying vertical, big body. So I don't know. It's just another thing I just want to make sure that we all remember during these dark times.
It's a long season. It's a long season, and it could be 2 months from now where we're laughing about this, and this was a growing point in a lot of things. But whenever you're in that moment, right? Like you're in the moment, you're so invested. You expected, you like the excitement from last year, all the playoffs and everything, and then it's like,
Well, and that's the thing, right? There's expectations too, right? People come in this year kind of fired up, like, oh, the Kings are ready to take a step. Year 2 with this group together. They've got the cohesiveness, and they've got, the fact that the continuity, and that's what's even crazier about tonight to me. It was like, for a team that had that continuity, I'm going, it looked like a whole bunch of guys that didn't know how to play together.
Yep.
Man. So, well, Manny, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Mo, great on the commercial. I'm telling you, like I said in Twitter or X, you've had years of raising Deuce. So the experience was there, and that's why you killed it.
He made me ready for this moment. I appreciate you, Manny.
All right,
thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, love you, Manny. There you go. Polo in the chat says, we're asking for the bench guys, Monk, Sasha, Lyles, Colby, to save this team since these stars, aside from Fox, have straight up been a no-show.
It's not about asking them to save the team. It's just, in sports, like, people are going to have their slumps or whatever is going to happen. It's not, look, to save this team would be saying, like, you don't think Keegan's going to get out of this slump. You don't think Kevin Hurt is going to get out of this slump. I believe those two will get out of their shooting slump, and it will be about that second unit in the staggering rotation, just all making each other better, right? It's not like the hockey lineups of like this group and then this group. They mix and match.
Just go play some Kings basketball. They had an identity last year. You knew when the Kings were coming into your place, or you're coming to Gold One Center, that they were going to be explosive. They're going to get up and down the floor. They're going to spread the floor, a lot of dribble handoffs. They're going to knock down shots, free flowing, quick, decisive. And that's just gone right now. But I think you get De'Aaron back. All right, Keegan hit a couple.
Deuce.
Keegan hit a couple. Yeah, Nick.
What's up, Deuce and Mo? How are you?
Nick.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe we're disjointed as a podcast like the Kings tonight, but I thought we had a rule on this podcast. I thought we all had an understanding, and the rule was simple, Nick. Deuce will bring you on the show. You just show up on the show when I'm talking. In the middle of me talking, you put yourself in the night chat lobby. I'm literally just, hey, I don't even know what I was saying now.
De'Aaron Fox something.
I was talking about something with De'Aaron Fox, and you just interrupt everything. That's funny to you?
Sorry, Morgan Deuce.
It's okay, Nick. Apology
Morgan,
accepted. Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I just wanted to say tonight we lost tonight.
Oh, we did.
We gotta play better. We got. I'll be at the game Wednesday. Why not be at the game Wednesday? Why not go to the game? We have to win on Wednesday. Play some goddamn defense.
Whoa.
I am sick and tired of losing. We need to beat the Blazers. We need to beat P-Town.
They call us P-Town.
Wow.
Who calls it P-Town?
He does.
Is that a thing?
Nick, I don't even care. Nick, that was the type of coaching these guys need in that locker room. That was beautiful.
I need to be on the court and coach the team and be on the court and be with Mike Brown.
So you're going to be his lead assistant coach.
Yes.
Do you want the Kings to fire Jordy and hire you in that spot then?
You can hire me. Might as well. Why not hire me?
All right. Hey,
I want to see the beeb lit. I want to see the purple beeb lit.
Hey, Morgan, do you hear? I think Nick's phone's ringing.
No.
Answer the phone, Nick.
It's my TV.
Nick, pick up your fake phone.
Pick up the fake phone. It's ringing. Mike Brown's calling you.
Hello.
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
I mean, Coach Nick, I should say. It's Mike Brown. How are you?
Good.
Hey, listen. I'm interested in you. I don't know, joining my coaching staff. I just have to talk with Manny about it. How much would we have to pay you?
Ooh.
Probably more than more money.
How
is there? More money. That's great.
$500.
$500 for the season?
Yes.
Sold.
This guy's serious?
Yeah.
The coach Nick, $500?
Dude,
that's it?
Fire Jordy, get
Hey,
all the
you know
money.
what, Nick?
Yep.
I'm giving you $500 and unlimited pizza.
Yes.
All right. Deal. Thank you. Boom. There you go.
Morgan, do you think I could be coach of the team?
Nick, I think you could do anything you put your mind to. Absolutely, I do. Now, I will say, wait, for future, you should make sure to put your price a lot higher, okay? Make sure to value yourself up here.
Also, why are you naked again? Okay, I don't like that you just laughed because that means you are. You're not denying it. Hey, time out. Are you naked right now?
No.
Okay, your shirt's off and you're sweating. All right. Sleep beams. Sleep beams.
Hey, there is no beam.
Oh, okay.
whoa.
All right, sleep
Okay.
drip. Sleep
There
drip.
is no beam. There will be a beam on Wednesday night. Can you buy me a pizza, Deuce?
Yeah, I'll think about it. All right, sleep beams. Bye.
Are you gonna be at the game Wednesday, Morgan?
Yes, we'll see you there.
We gotta go.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. Bye. There you go.
Oh,
my
our
God.
sweet, sweet Nick.
I hope that made you guys laugh a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question I'd probably ask you after the podcast, but I'm going to do it on the podcast?
Oh, God. What?
I feel like we were too doom and gloom tonight. Do you
No,
feel like
I felt like our rhythm was off.
Were we too ranty tonight?
No, I don't feel like we were too ranty. This was one of those games. I feel like we've been able on a lot of games lately. We've been able to like actually. There's a lot more substance to break down, bad, good or bad. And tonight, Deuce, I mean, look at your notes. They're taken away by the third quarter because it was just dog shit. You know, and like what do you want to do? You want to just break down Keon Ellis's game and his 15 points, which by the way, congrats. That is so awesome. And it was so fun seeing him out there.
You know, you don't want to overhype garbage time of an NBA
For
game
sure.
when you're down big, but Mike Brown gave him a lot of love post game, you know, and if you're looking for a little energy and defense, we saw him in Stockton last year. He had a solid year in the G League. he is prone to foul trouble. He plays really aggressive.
Yeah.
But I think Mike liked that. He was pushing the pace. He was confident. He was taking shots.
He's taking more shots. It's so funny. I just threw at you like, what do you want to do? Break down Keon Ellis in garbage time? But it's like,
then we do.
And then you do, and you can. But no, I don't feel like anything was too ranty or venting or anything. I think it's like, that's what kind of game we were given tonight. And if anything, we just had a conversation, you and I, and then everyone else that wanted to join.
One of the things I said to you before the game tonight, I was curious to see what the matchups were going to be because in the first game against the Rockets, they had Keegan defending Van Vliet.
Yes.
And they had HB defending Jabari Smith. And I just didn't love that matchup at all for Harrison Barnes. And then tonight, I thought, maybe they'll put Keegan on him. They actually put Keegan on Jalen Green.
Yeah.
And the adjustment by Udoka was simple. All right, we'll go hunt the mismatch. And they did that, right? Especially when Vezi came into the game. It was like immediately, all right, let's go ahead and screen. And then the Kings switch. I don't like that switch at all. And then Jalen Green's going, okay, I'm going to do my thing right now. I'm going to hunt these switches. I'm going to either get fouled and go to the free throw line, or I'm going to bury a jumper. By the way, Jalen Green tonight had 23 points on 9 field goal attempts. Well, he did that because he went to the free throw line 12 times. He was 10 of 12 from the free throw line. So, I mean, that's just concerning. And those are the things you have to think about too. Is like, all right, well, if you're going to put Keegan on look, Keegan has shown the ability that he could defend some of these guards. But part of my little concern that could be overthinking by me is, hey, I get it. You're trying to push Keegan to show off what he's worked on this offseason, which is being able to defend smaller guards.
Yeah.
He can move better laterally. But, there's some talented wings, and Jabari Smith is that.
But this is the time that you allow him to.
I get it, but I just feel like could it be taking something out of his legs a little bit? Just from his shot, just because
And this is the time that you build that conditioning and do that, though, truly.
I also think it says more about how they feel about some of the defenders in the starting lineup. From Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter. That's like, well, we only have so many options, and this might be one of our better ones. Right now.
Yeah.
Especially with Fox out.
And hey, I mean, on top of individual defense, the team defense was not looking connected and good the last 2 games either. So,
yeah. And De'Aaron, before he got hurt, his defense was great. And so I thought to start the year before De'Aaron got hurt, De'Aaron and Keegan were really good defensively. And so I think losing De'Aaron hurt big time in that regard too. We talked so much about the offense, sure. But, so I was surprised to kind of see that tonight they put Harrison Barnes to start on Dillon Brooks, and then of course there's one play that just killed me. Dillon Brooks, Harrison Barnes took a bad angle, and Brooks took it all the way for a jam. Dillon, by the way, who had a big game last game, was quiet offensively, had 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 6 shooting. But I mean, if you watched him tonight, it was like he was playing so tough out there and physical. And
dude, there's one time when he pulled down Chris Duarte, his shoulder.
You know what? God, I'm so glad you brought this up.
Why?
Because it was on my notes and I forgot to get to it. And this is actually one of the things that probably should have been at the start of this podcast.
Oh God. Wait, what did I just do?
So I know the play you're talking about, and it might have flown under the radar.
It totally did.
So,
I mean, for a lot of people, the refs, they didn't see it or call it or anything.
I'm trying to remember the specifics, but
I know the specifics. Dillon Brooks drove it to the basket, missed his shot, was looking to get his own rebound. Chris Duarte had position on him to box him out, whatever, and so he couldn't get the rebound. But Dillon Brooks behind Chris Duarte rips Duarte down to the ground, and it's an unnatural fall. Even our producer Anthony, like I said, I'm like, oh my God, Dillon Brooks ripped him down. And then they showed the replay. He goes, wow, you saw it fast. And I was like, it was an unnatural fall.
I saw it right away too.
Yeah.
And
refs.
What's my problem with that play? It's not about Dillon Brooks. No, it has nothing to do with Dillon Brooks. Where's the response?
There we go. Well,
no,
no one else saw it though.
No, Morgan.
Okay.
If I'm a film guy on the Kings, I'm giving that to the coaches tomorrow, and we're showing that.
Interesting.
Chris, that man just pulled you down. This team has been being physical with us, bumping us, hitting us. You got pulled down. No.
By the back.
No. We don't tolerate that. Like,
No.
You can talk about teammates. Teammates maybe didn't see it.
Yeah.
Chris Duarte felt it. Chris Duarte, get in his face.
And that was the most like emotional I saw his face get even in that moment. He's like, what the hell? And I'm with you. Okay, fine. Fine.
You can bump us and
I
be
like
physical and whatever.
I like
but
it.
here's what you're not going to do. You're not pulling that shit on us.
Yeah,
And that to me as a player, you can't let that happen.
You blew a kiss at us in the last game.
Yes.
Great. Not even physical, whatever. You are getting physical and trying to hurt somebody in this game. You're not pulling your bullshit antics on us and hurting one of our guys. Agreed. Fine. I like it.
Toughness. We used to, last year, we did a segment during shows.
Gross.
Thank you. Called the dog of the game, remember?
Yeah.
We haven't done that this year. Mainly the first couple of games I forgot about it, but there would be no dogs. But the Kings need that.
Yeah.
Duarte, you got to be a dog in that moment. And worst case, what happens? There's double technicals. Maybe it gets a little chippy. Maybe it fires some guys up.
Sure.
That to me was a glaring issue tonight. And yeah, you could talk about, oh, Dillon, that's so dirty. Yeah, that's what he does. But you know what you're doing in those moments? You're letting him win. And if he's winning, then everyone else on the Rockets is winning because they're feeling confident.
And especially when your team is down by 30 and that shit's happening. Because I forget when it happened, Deuce, but I mean, the Rockets had the lead the entire game, it felt like. So well, not the entire game, but for most of the game. And when it did happen, I feel like there was enough going on where you could respond in a very physical way and get back in his face.
I don't know the exact time. I mean, the Kings were down
But when
between
did it-
17 and I didn't write down the exact time. I'd have to go back and look.
But okay,
It's out of order. I know it's out of order.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah. And there was just other mistakes. I also saw Duarte. He went under on a Jalen Green 3-ball.
Oh yeah, that was annoying. I
But,
know which one
you
you're
know,
talking
and
about.
I'm not trying to pick on Duarte with that
No.
specific play. Yeah, ultimately it was a dangerous play by Dillon Brooks. But my point is, like, those are just things that you can't let happen. And if one of his teammates saw it, I'd say the same thing too. If like one of his teammates on the floor saw it and just went back and played, it's like, no, we're not letting that happen. And so the next time these two teams play, that should be remembered. And we should come out with a different type of mentality when those things happen.
Yeah. I mean, it happened last year when Giannis was being a little shit and Trey wasn't having it. And so he went at Giannis and then Brooke Lopez came over and then Brooke Lopez and Trey Lyles got into it and it was beautiful. It was wonderful.
Well, are the Kings missing their two dogs right now, De'Aaron and Trey? I mean, honestly, De'Aaron gets into it with guys.
Sure.
He does John. He's calling out guys for flopping.
Yeah. Even if that's not part of your personality, allow those moments to channel your inner dog.
How long have we been on here? An hour?
Tonight will be the night that I light the beam for you. Oh, no, it won't. It's a beamless night as I lay here sleepless. It's a beamless night and the Kings will lose. I'm good at emo, huh?
Was that
I
just
don't
off
know.
the top?
Yeah. I mean, you think about an emo song and it's like,
Not bad.
really?
Not bad. I mean, yeah, off the top of your head like that's really impressive.
Oh my God.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you could. You
I
just
could
think
not.
of sad things.
And I can't do the emo voice.
Try it.
Try it.
Wait, you sound like you're dying. Try it again. Go. Let's do this. It's a beamless night.
Oh. It's a beamless night.
It's not that bad. But it's a beamless night as I lay here sleepless.
It's a beamless night as I lay here sleepless. Like that? What?
Yeah. It's so good.
No, it's not.
No, do it with
It's not
me.
my strength.
No, do it with me at the
I'm
same
an
time.
idea
Let's see if
man.
we can harmonize. Ready?
Well,
Three.
you have to
It's a
set it up.
beamless night as I lay here sleepless.
I can do that, but
No, we don't need. There's nothing you can add that's gonna make it easier.
No, you
Okay.
you do.
Okay.
And this is what we do. This is night chat.
Oh my god. Oh.
Hello. No, that's too much of a megaphone.
Yeah.
I was trying to like.
I know you're looking for an emo.
No, I was looking for more of like the sound effects. Like we have to get really in the scene, like we're at a stadium or something. Like it's a concert. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the band's name?
It's called Dark Soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Sacramento, Dark Soul. Woo!
That's like Sum 41.
No. So go ahead, go and start your song.
It's a beamless night as I lay here sleepless. I can't close my eyes without thinking of you. It's a purple beam in the sky that shines so freaking bright. But I lay here sleepless. You know what it is? You add some Cartman into the voice,
Okay.
the emo voice.
Okay. You think I know how to do that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. You can do it.
I don't know how to do a Cartman.
Try it one time for me.
I have to hear it.
Yeah. Oh wait, I am not that good.
I can't. I literally can't do that. Morgan, there's like certain things I know it's shocking. Like
Kyle's mom is. There's a really bad song about him singing about Kyle's mom.
I understand. Like you think
Like you're
I'm
capable.
so
you can do
talented
anything you
and
put your
do
mind
anything.
to.
There's certain things I can't do. I just can't do a Cartman. Morgan, I already feel like someone in the chat says, like emo Jimmy Butler. Dude, that's the next thing. We got to do like a music video where we'd have emo hair.
Oh, we do emo. Whenever the Kings lose, we play a 20-second drop
Yeah.
of just like it's a
Yeah.
beamless night as I lay sleepless.
How'd you come up with that?
I told you as I was
know,
on my
but
way
it's just,
home.
It's
I
getting
just was
better
like,
and better.
well,
Yeah.
that's how a song works. You just like write a lyric and go with it. Figure it out.
Tanner says, guys, we're still alive. Yeah,
We know.
We know.
We know. Guys, we're still alive. Oh, freaking A.
No NBA games on Tuesday, by the way.
Yes.
The league's gone. No games
No
because,
games.
of course, there's elections around the country.
That's
they
tomorrow.
don't. Yeah, that's tomorrow. No games.
Wow.
No
I
games.
get my lashes done tomorrow.
I get a haircut tomorrow. Next Kings game's coming up on Wednesday. Kings and Blazers. Will we see Chris Murray, the Twins, go head to head? He has not really been playing at all for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Getting some DMPs.
Yeah.
But like averaging what, 5 minutes?
I watched a little too much Blazers. I feel like I'm watching too much. Yesterday, watched basketball all day. Watched the
Why
end of
not
that
watch
Blazers
basketball all day?
Grizzlies game. I felt sick. Blazers were up 95-85 on Memphis. Memphis scuffling, right? They're 0-6. They just lost the Blazers the game before. They don't score another field goal from the 18 mark of the fourth quarter to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Did not make a shot.
Yeah. I mean, it was bad. And then the Grizzlies won 112-100, I believe. Yeah, it didn't look good. Didn't look good. I would love for Chris Murray to get in there, get his moment against his twin brother.
Dude, Chauncey Billups, you can play Chris Murray 5 minutes.
You know what Matt said to me? He was like, well, maybe there's a reason why he's not playing.
Well, no, it's true.
And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. It's not like we know his game just because we know
We're not at
Keegan's
practice.
game. No.
Yeah. No, they're not the same.
They're
not the same.
Not all twins were made the same.
I know we do this every once in a while. We talk about games we really didn't see tonight,
Ugh.
but there are still enough storylines to hit on. Number one, Golden State was able to hang on and beat the Pistons tonight, 120-109. Jalen Duren did not play in that game. Steph Curry had 34 points, 7 of 17 from 3. Chris Paul, 17 points, one of his best games. with the Warriors. 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He came into the game shooting 4.9% from three, but he knocked down 2 of 3 from downtown.
James Wiseman saw some playing time.
He
and
did.
He has not been seeing playing
Played
time.
11 minutes off the bench.
Look
That's
who
it.
else didn't see any playing time.
Yeah, and that's a subplot to the Pistons earlier this
It
year.
is.
Jaden Ivey, DNP the last couple of games. He is out of the rotation. They're going with Marcus Sasser, the rookie, who's scrappy out there. He's playing defense. I am stunned that Monty Williams is like, I'm not playing him. I don't
There's
know if
something
it's
he
like
doesn't like.
he's trying to send a message with the culture, like, we're doing things differently. We need you to go be better defensively, which is a weakness of Jaden Ivey's.
Well, that and he likes to do a lot of one-on-one. And so maybe he's like, look, you need to alter your game.
You drafted him with the 5th pick last year.
Yes. We all remember that because Sacramento Kings people were like, oh my God, get him. Or everyone.
Who's Sacramento Kings people? You mean some fans?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, because I wasn't going to say all fans because I feel like there's a lot of people within this community that don't say that. But there was a lot of people crying about it.
Meanwhile, Indiana put up a $152, another monster offensive game for a team that could be very explosive.
Damn.
152 on the Spurs, who lost on the second night of a back-to-back after that tough game against the Raptors yesterday at home where they lost in overtime after Scotty Barnes had a big game. Victor had 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks on 3 of 12. He only played 21 minutes in the second night of a back-to-back. It was pretty much a blowout. Indiana led, of course, by as many as 44 points. They won 152-111. Dallas escapes with a 117-102 win. They escaped. They were down this game, and they were also down last night to the Hornets. They survived that. So Dallas
5-1.
Yeah, Dallas is now 6-1 after that.
Oh, 6-1.
6-1 now. Philly put up 146 on the Wizards, 146-128. Embiid had 48 points, 11 rebounds.
Damn.
God.
I look at that free throw line, 14 for 14 for him.
Let's see some of the new guys. Batum had 11 points off the bench. Okay. Tobias Harris, 18 points. Oubre's been playing well for them, scoring. We had 3 points tonight. Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Can we talk about Cam Thomas? This guy's a freak. This guy is a bucket and a half. He had 45 points in the Nets loss tonight. The Nets are now 3-4. The Bucks get the win to go to 4-2. Giannis, 36 points, 12 rebounds. Dame at 21 on 5 of 15. But Cam Thomas, Morgan, had 45 points on 17 of 33 shooting. He put up 33 shots tonight. He's entertaining. He is entertaining as shit, dude. He gets buckets. Lakers Heat went down to the wire. The Lakers are down in this game by double digits. Miami hangs on to win 108-107. The final play, LeBron driving to the basket. There was defenders there. Bam was there to contest. He fires it to the corner, the open man. Cam Reddish for the win.
No good.
Clank.
AD also went down in the third quarter.
He came back. Apparently he had like a groin spasm thing.
He did come back?
I think he ended up coming back in the game at one point. Yeah.
Okay, maybe at one point, but we talked about him being out, like his injury and Jamal Murray.
I heard he had groin spasms. I had a groin tweak today at the gym and it did not feel good.
Oh my God. Would you have gone back into the game though?
I finished my workout.
Well,
I did.
then I hope Anthony Davis finishes game. Same thing.
Yeah, he ends up playing 25 minutes tonight, 9 points for him in the loss. LeBron, 30 points. The Lakers fall to 3-4. Jimmy Butler had 28 in the win. Bam at 22 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. Woo! Bam with a monster triple-double tonight. A 22-20-11 trip dub?
Yeah, that's great.
That's impressive.
It made Deuce fly back.
James Harden made his Clippers debut at Madison Square Garden tonight. The Knicks won 111-97. Harden ends up playing 31 minutes. He had 17 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds on 6 of 9 shooting. Ty Lue talking about he maybe using him, staggering him to play him more with the second unit too. So you can kind of he's going to start. And they started tonight, Westbrook, Harden, Leonard, Zubats, and PG. but may stagger him, kind of like what the Warriors do with Chris
Yeah.
Paul. But start Harden, but have him play a lot with the bench.
Yep. Very interesting.
I don't know how it's gonna go. Dude.
Neither do
it's
I.
Gonna.
I'm not gonna knock it until I watch it, and I obviously didn't get to watch it tonight. So
I just have questions about like, do all these
We all have
guys want to
questions.
share enough to do it? I know the talent, the individual talent is there.
we all have questions.
Well, they lose the first game with him in the line, 111-97. Randall, who is off to the worst shooting start in like 50 years,
I know.
had 27 points on 9 of
Hey.
21. He also had 10 rebounds
Good
in
for
the win.
him.
RJ Barrett had 26 points for the Knicks. Brunson just 2 of 12. Yikes.
He was feeling it.
The Bulls beat the Jazz 130-113. Sacramento. Ugh. How about? Go ahead.
If you saw this scoreboard, if you were like covering a different team, and you saw this scoreboard, and then you saw the Kings in Houston, you'd be like, "What happened?"
I click on and go, what happened? 97 points
Yeah,
for the Kings?
and you go, "Oh
Yeah.
no, De'Aaron Fox, is that who they are?" Without, oh God,
You know, I have a tough time giving love to Minnesota. I've
Yeah, you
always despised the T-Wolves.
yeah, you have.
Minnesota came into tonight with the #1 defensive rating in the NBA, and they beat Boston tonight. 114-109. One of the highlights, Jaylen Brown had a massive dunk on Gobert, who went to challenge a shot. Impressive. It was awesome. But Minnesota's defense, dude, looks great. And we all poked fun at the big lineup, all that stuff. Boston shot under 40% in this game. They were just 11 of 39 from three-point land. Brutal. Meanwhile, Minnesota shot 52%, and they were 13 of 37 from three. Ant-Man, check out this line for him, Morgan.
What is it?
38 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
Damn.
Gobert had 14 and 12. Cat in this game had 7 points before fouling out in 28 minutes.
Be nice. They won. They got the dub. Kings didn't get a dub. They got a dub. He was a part of it.
All I'm saying,
He was a part of the win.
McDaniels had 20. It's almost like they might be better without Cat.
Stop. You didn't watch the game, dude.
I'm going back and watching
Yeah,
that game. But honestly,
that's fair.
Minnesota is playing some really good defense right now. They improved to 4-2 on the season. That was Boston's first loss. So Boston comes in that game red hot.
Wow.
And Minnesota's defense sending a big message through the first, week and a half of the season. Oklahoma City beat Atlanta 126-117. Morgan Chet had 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. SGA returned. He had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. And Jalen Williams had 21. Morgan, what have you thought about Chet early? I like him.
Oh, same. I was just talking about like his unique body size, and even this Friday when the Kings take on OKC, I know we'll talk about it, but it will be a interesting, fun test to be like, okay, what's going to be your matchup and style against someone like Wembanyama too? You know, like they have the same body types, obviously different games, but there's more weapons. I feel like there's more weapons that have been playing together with OKC when you look at Josh Giddey and SGA, especially when healthy, and then Jalen Williams. Like you look at that combo and you go like, there's a lot of things you have to worry about. So when you have to worry about a lot of things plus a unique body size like Chet Holmgren, I just think it's going to be fun.
Denver beat the Pelicans tonight 134-116. Jokic also had a triple-double tonight. 35 points, 14 rebounds, 12 dimes. They did it without Jamal Murray, who, like you mentioned, is out for the foreseeable future.
Hammy.
Damn.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the rookie, Jordan Hawkins, for the Pelicans, had 31 points in the start in 38 minutes. Good for him. Zion was 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Have all the bigs tonight. Bam with the triple-double, Jokic, and then Zion was 1 assist shy. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists.
Looking for their teammates.
That's a look around the NBA. Final message for Kings fans at the end of this podcast, Morgan? As the Kings sit at 2-4.
It's early. Don't you worry. You can be disappointed. You can feel angry that you watch some bad basketball. But don't worry. It's going to be all right.
My message.
Oh, no.
There's a reason we have a moment jar. Because I don't want you guys to forget how you felt tonight.
And we'll always remember Cheap was at that game and never left.
But this is why I say embrace the wins. Even when you're like, oh, we should expect them. No, embrace the wins. Embrace when I pump fog.
I will.
And damage your lungs.
Yes, I will.
Embrace when I got lights everywhere. I got a light up jacket. Because when those moments don't happen, we go, oh, it doesn't feel as good.
Yeah.
And I said it at the start of this year, losing was going to feel worse. I didn't expect it to look like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, my message is like, no, remember these games because, you know, I'm with you. I believe the Kings are a good team.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again just in case you guys want to clip it at home if you're on YouTube and you're like, I can clip this or you're doing audio or whatever. The Sacramento Kings are a good team. I'm not playing it like it right now. I'm not worried yet.
Good job.
And I want you to remember this game. So, like in the future, man, they really dug out of that. Remember that game in Houston that was awful?
It was ugly.
Or it could, you know, tailspin and we're like, well, we all knew it was the
Like,
mess. And
this is who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But just deep breath. And let's go. Bring on Portland. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for being with us. If you have not yet hit the thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to. We're dropping content each and every day. We're also dropping NBA content. Hell, we did a couple of clips over the weekend on our YouTube page. We broke down the Scotty Barnes, Victor Wembanyama classic between the Raptors and the Spurs. We're dropping NBA content, Kings content. Make sure you're locked in and subscribed. We love you guys so much. But we got to go.
You're all so badass for being here, especially after a game like that. Thank you for always joining us. The best community ever. See you later.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.